it's me, Drew. How are you today? I feel okay today. I thought I was having a breakdown, but then I made myself some microwavable burritos. Here's the plate. The burritos aren't on anymore. It's just the extra beans, which oddly enough is what I refer to your father as, my little extra bean. Also, I just realized now I just have a plate of burrito remnants just sitting on my bed like a little sweetie, and it's not the first time. Eating food in bed takes like a very specific person to pull off. Like if you've never taken a nap next to a pile of crusty tortillas, you are not invited to my birthday party. By the way, another thing, I know I brought this up before, but I was thinking about it again today. I realized today that I've been on YouTube for almost 9 years. That's almost 10 fucking years. That is fucked up. I can't think of anything else in my life that I've done for almost 10 years besides, I don't know, drugs. I'm totally kidding, by the way. You guys know my motto, pot? Let's not. This has been going on for almost 10 years. My videos have changed. I have changed. Some people think for the better. Some people think for the worse. Some people think I went from like age 16 and just jumped to like 34. By the way, it is getting to a point where like so many fucking people think that I'm in my 30s that I was literally lying in bed the other night next to my burritos and I was thinking like maybe mommy and daddy lied about my B-day. Like that was a real thought. I am not fucking joking when I say that I auditioned for a show the other day and the description of the character was in his 30s. And let me tell you, no one was like questioning it when I walked into that waiting room. No one was like, sir, I think you have the wrong room. You're but a teenager. They were just like, hello, Mr. Monson. Nice to meet you, sir. Anyway, I was just thinking about how weird that is that you can like watch me grow up on the internet if you want to. Like you can watch my hairstyles change from like that looks okay to like to like his mom should actually step in at this point. Like has she seen him? It's kind of fucked up though because I started making videos as a kid as a way of like building my self-confidence, but at a certain point I was like, oh, this is the only place that's coming from. That's probably not a good thing. Because I was always just like, if somebody thinks I'm funny on the internet, that means I'm alive. But now I'm like fucked because if anyone's ever like, you used to be good and now you suck. You've changed and you're not funny anymore. I'm like, am I dying? And maybe I have changed. I have hair on my nipples now, I know that. Like a funny amount of hair on my nipples, and no, I'm not going to show them. I just realized that all that stuff sounds pretty bad and I definitely need to go back to therapy. Does anyone else like know they need therapy, but you're like, how do I do it? Like, do I have to like sit down with my mom? Like, do I have to call somebody? Like, hello, yes, one therapist, please, I guess? Yes, I can hold. Not for too long though. I'm barely hanging on here. Have you ever been having like a pretty bad like anxiety-filled day and you finally like muster up the courage to like make yourself a drink of like maybe it's water, maybe it's cranberry juice. I don't fucking judge you. I don't like the aftertaste, but I don't fucking judge you, man. And it is like a big deal. Like when you're depressed, putting like ice cubes and liquid in a cup together is like building a fucking pyramid. It's not easy. But anyway, you're not feeling so great. You sit down, you put your drink down and you fucking spill it. Like all of it. Like you look up and it's on its side like all the way. Like it's on its fucking side just like you were 10 minutes ago in your bed trying to pretend that life isn't real. And like it always happens in the most like ridiculous way possible. Like your fucking elbow knocks it open, then you're like mad at your elbow. You're like, maybe if my fucking elbow wasn't such a fucking fat ass, you chubby little fuck. And there's like ice cubes everywhere, like some just like slid under the couch and you know you're gonna have to get on like your fucking hands and knees like a little idiot to clean up these beautiful cubes that were once going to cool down your drink and become a beautiful liquid, and now they're little dirt catchers covered in hair and the water's like fucking dripping down the side of the coffee table like in a way that you didn't even know science would allow it to. And you just stand there like staring at all the wreckage and you're just disgusted and confused of why this would ever happen to anyone, let alone you. And you know that in a second you're gonna get the fucking dirty towel out of the hamper and lay it down and fucking step on it and press your little footsies on it like the saddest dance routine of all time. And you think just for a second, and this might make some people mad, turn the video off if you're sensitive, you think, and I'm not saying it's gonna happen, I'm not saying I wanna do it, I'm not saying it's a real thing, but just for a second, you look at it all and the spilled liquid and you go, hey, if I killed myself, I wouldn't have to clean this up. I'm not saying I'm going to, I'm not saying it's really going to happen, but if I killed myself, technically, let's be honest, the problem would be gone. That's all. Was that like too much? Be honest. Number one, I'm allowed to joke about that because I tried to kill myself once. And number two, maybe not like suicide, maybe just like a jet engine like falls on my head, crushing me like Donnie Darko style. And so like it gets everything and the spill doesn't really matter anymore. Anyway, I realized the other thing I wrote down to talk about is also kind of sad. So if you don't like sad things, just turn off this video. Okay, now that the fucking happy people are gone, can we talk about how fucking sad everything is? I'm kidding, there's lots of happy things in the world, all of them being desserts, and that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm pretty sure that my entire life, I'm just realizing, I've been fucking addicted to sweets and sugar. Like, I was just like, okay, these brownies and these cookies and this fucking Sour Patch, this makes me happier than anything ever will, so I'm just gonna stick with that. I used to have like a lot, but then I had to cut down, and I know this is depressing to call this cutting down, to one dessert a day. The problem was the size of that one dessert a day. The chocolate heads out there know what the fuck I'm talking about when you get one of those big motherfuckers and you're just taking it. That was like literally my version of like, I'm on a diet. So it literally would be like, I would wake up, fucking eat lunch, eat my big dessert, and just be like, well, that was the point of Tuesday. I guess I can go back to sleep now. So I realized that, and I started slowly recently taking every other day off of eating desserts. I know this is sad. I was doing it every other day and learning to train myself that I didn't need it every day to have a good day. And then I tried 2 and 3 and it was working, and I was like, maybe this is good. But then that 4th day, after 3 days of not having any dessert, I went to a gas station. I purchased a cookie sandwich. One of those Mrs. Fields motherfuckers with ice cream in between, bitch. I think I got 2 of them. I know I got 2 of them. It might have been fucking 3. And I came home, the second I walked through the door, I fucking sat on my couch and started fucking opening my cookie nice and fast, and I realized, this was like the humbling moment when I realized like, oh, I'm unhealthily obsessed with something. I realized that while I was opening my giant little cookie fucking chocolate ice cream cake, I was moaning. Just like without even realizing it, just the excitement of like, just like that noise that people make in movies when they're like making out and you're like, why the fuck are you coming? You're touching each other's shoulders and they're like, the moral of the cookie story is, I'm not trying to glorify it. If that sounds like you, try to stop like I am. Something needs to happen. I think that's enough for today, okay? We're gonna go now. Please, please, for this one, please, leave me a fucking, oh, I have to sing it. Leave me a fucking comment. I'm very lonely. You're lonely. Today I'm going to be doing a thrift store haul. I'm gonna get a little serious here for a second. This actually, I don't get offended super easily, but this really upset me when I saw this in the store. I just kind of found it uncool.